Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, welcome to my live. This is just going to be a quick message. I know I always say that, but this time I mean it. I really don't have time to stay long. So I hope you enjoy. This message was put on my heart for those that are suffering. This is going to be from a loss of a lover or a loss of loved ones through death or separation of some sort. And in my meditation, the thought came to me, how can we accept something so painful? It feels like you're being killed. It feels like you're losing a part of yourself. How can you go on? There are some days, some people just think, how? How am I going to function today? How am I going to go on with my life, knowing what I know? And because I feel I'm not the best at loss, but I've dealt with a lot of it, I wanted to reach out to someone out there that might be feeling that way today. I pulled a few cards, so I wanted to just talk about them. This was in my meditation. I got transformation, okay, which is what the energy is calling us to do, is to transform. Then I got, if they once loved you, they still do. All right. If they once loved you, guess what? They still do. Then I got, most people are just trying to survive. That's pretty much what most of us are trying to do, just trying to make it. Just trying to make it, just keep swimming, right? The next card I got is keep it simple. These are beautiful messages from the universe. Keep it simple. The next card I got was you know what to do. Because your soul does know what to do. In all the battles of your heart over your mind, go with your heart. Because truly, it's a lot easier for your mind to catch up with your heart than for your heart to catch up with your mind. The next card is patience. It's going to require a lot of patience. Patience with yourself, patience with the universe, patience with your lover. I got guide. You are being guided, even though it doesn't feel like it. When you're in the middle of a loss, you don't understand that it is being guided. There is something you're going to learn and take from this, and that spirit is also being guided. The next card I got was destruction. This is usually what it feels like when you lose someone, destruction. Your whole life, your whole home, your existence, your history, everything. Demolished in one clean sweep. One clean sweep, just taken out. And the last card I got is devotion. All right? So in that energy from what I'm picking up on all of this, hey, Steph, started my day with your reading. Yay! I'm so glad. And just finished it off with another amazing read. Thank you. You're welcome, guys. All right, so let's take a dig. See, it's Mercury retrograde. Anyways, let's take a big, deep breath and understand that there are things we cannot change. The very first step in letting the universe take action on your life is accepting that. And I'll be right back, guys. On that note, I'll be right back. Okay, come here. Come here. You got a flamingo pen. That's Sissy's. She's gonna be real mad. She'll be real mad. You gotta let me work. I'm just trying to be quick. Okay, he's just gonna have to sit with my grandma for a minute. Okay. She's not a whole lot of help. Okay. you hire someone to, well, you ask someone to come help you and they just like, well, he wanted you. Not really a help. Anyways, okay. So, where I was going with this is when you feel like your whole life is just destroyed, everything's been taken out from underneath you, one big clean sweep. Sometimes this happens in threes. Your job goes, your relationship goes, something with your car, something with your health. Maybe you get a ticket. It's like something always happens in threes. And there's a reason for that. And I'm going to talk about that just for a second. And I know you guys are going to go, oh yeah, we already know, Stephanie, we already know. But listen again. Law of attraction. When something bad happens, you're in a state of being, in a state of mind that has you in a destructive force. Everything's been destroyed. You're feeling pain, you're feeling stress, you're feeling anxiety, you're feeling overwhelmed. And you can't separate reality from unrealistic fantasies of worse things to happen because your mind goes in a tizzy. It's like, this just happened to me. I'm completely destroyed. What's going to happen next? You feel scared and you feel unprotected. So generally speaking, yes, when something bad happens to you, before you know it, everything's starting to fall apart. This is the first thing I wanted to address because when you guys do go through a breakup of a relationship or the loss of a job or a fight even, maybe it's just a fight with someone that you love, the first step you should always take is take a step back, understand and accept this thing happened to you. There's nothing you can do to fix what just happened. But what you do have power over and what you can do is create better things to come in now. You can manipulate the energy. So if you are feeling surrounded by a dark force or a negative energy or a loss or a fight, the first thing you should always do is just take a deep breath. Accept that which you cannot change. Mourn whatever the situation is. Take another deep breath, step by step, baby steps, and welcome something good in. And say, I accept what happened, and I am now welcoming something good in. Now, how does this make sense when you're in a relationship? People say to me all the time, Stephanie, how can you manifest your relationship time after time when you're disappointed, when you keep getting let down, or something else happens, or another karmic situation comes into play, or something bad happens? How can you keep going on the next day, persisting and hoping for something else? Aren't you discouraged by the history that you've seen? Yeah, I am. I am discouraged sometimes, no lie. But I've had more positive occurrences happen in my life because of my positivity. I've had a lot quicker recoveries because of my positivity than I did dwelling in it. So you have to ask yourself that age-old question. Is crying over spilled milk helping me? Is dwelling and feeling horrible over what happened contributing to anything to better my life at this point? Is it a step up or is it a step down? It is a wise choice to choose love, to choose happiness. And if you're losing someone on that front, because death is this is the death card, by the way. Death is a completely different feeling. And you have to go through stages of grief. That's totally different. Grief and death are very, very different than just a disappointment in life, okay, or a loss of a relationship or job. I understand death is very different, so I'm going to touch on that too for a moment. When you lose someone, the first thought is, this is terrible. This is, the pain that you're feeling is excruciating. It's a stab in the heart, especially if it's someone you did not want to go, someone that you loved and cherished very dearly, someone you didn't expect to go. I find it a lot easier to let people go that are aging and they're going on their own time in a good way. It's easier to let them go. The stages of grief are not so terrible. You'll miss them, but it will feel like they're on a long vacation. It won't feel like you just had someone ripped away from you and taken. It's a very different feeling of loss. So when you lose someone through drugs or through a car accident or through an unexpected death such as a murder or, a terrible accident of some sort. You do feel robbed. And that's the first thought. You feel robbed and you feel angry with who did it or how it happened. In some cases, if it's a murder, you feel furious that someone had the power to take someone else's life, and why did they choose your loved one? Why did it have to happen to them? And you start to look back at their life and you say they were a good person. They had a lot ahead of them. Why, of all people, all the bad people in this world that this happened to, such a good person? Why? And you start to question a few things. Justice, karma, God, fairness, equality. Why did this happen? And then you start to question the very balance of life. And you become angry because you realize it doesn't look very balanced. It looks terribly unfair and cruel. And so you go through rage. Rage against these people in the universe. Rage against God. Rage. And you have to get through that. And that's a different stage of grief. Then you start to question, why am I not having a visit by my loved one? Why am I not seeing them? Did they not love me the way I loved them? Am I not important? What happens after you die? Does someone come back? Do they reincarnate? Are they reincarnated now? Are they floating around out there like an angel, like everyone says? Are they in a different plane of time? You have all these questions. Where are they? What happened? And what's going on? And you look around and see other people, and they have experiences with life after death, and they have experiences with loved ones, and you're kind of sometimes questioning, where's mine? So sometimes that happens. Sometimes you do get those nice little visits or messages from the other side, and you should trust it. But one thing I've learned, if it gives you any peace for a death, because when you die, you go on a higher vibration. You're on a higher form of living. Your body is not communicating the way a physical body would. So you're going to communicate through all kinds of supernatural, psychic power kind of abilities that they have. And sometimes it's putting an item out of nowhere physically, and it just appears. That's like magic. Sometimes you see a picture move, or you hear a voice. There's strange phenomenons that do happen. But here's the deal. You cannot connect with them if you're not at a high vibration and you're not calm. If you're crying out in agony and pain and distraught, the vibration that you're in is so low that they can't reach you. They can't get to you. Through dreams, through physical reality at all, they just can't get to you. So a lot of people that I see suffer in pain and anguish, again, kind of the law of attraction. You're only bringing pain and anguish to you. More loss, more disappointment, more pain, everything. So it's good to take those deep breaths and accept what you can't change and realize that hurting about it right now is not going to fix anything. But then you get something to click inside your head and you realize, hey, I don't have power over what happened, but I can change what's going to happen. So I want a visit, or I want a message, or I want communication from this loved one. I want something supernatural to happen to me. What do I have to do to get that? Take that deep breath, accept what you can't change, and hope and pray and look forward to that message. It's the law of attraction again. You see how the law of attraction works with everything, with money, with career, with finances, with passed on loved ones. Law of attraction is really just the universe's way of communicating. It's a balanced communication. Now, when I touch back on how you lose people and why it's not fair, what happened to those people? Here's why I want to touch on a little bit more of my spiritual belief. From my own understanding and my opinion, you don't have to take it. I happen to believe very strongly, because of astrology charts, astrology research, how we're born, the time we're born, and how the planetary movements affect life, how Saturn affects death, and so on. Because I know how to look at a chart, I can tell you one thing. We all feel bad as a human race. We all feel bad for people that die an untimely death. I've lost many loved ones very close to me. And I have been through all those stages that I talked about. But a message came through to me, and it was, we all have karma. We all have karma. Even the nice cat down the street, you in your future is what I mean, and even your loved ones, your grandma, your husband, your wife, your daughter, your son. Everybody has karma. You're just a soul incarnated into a physical body, experiencing life and learning lessons. Yes, the earth is a school. So when we see bad things happen to good people, I want you to remember one thing in the very back of your head. At least a thought might cross your mind. Is it possible that that good person had some kind of karma they were needing to repay in this life? Some kind of lesson they had to learn in this life for their soul to continue transforming and growing and maturing to be the teacher and the guru and the loving soul and guiding light for others that they need to be. It's a cycle of life. Everything happens for a reason. We just don't know why. So those are some thoughts to think about when you've lost someone to a tragedy. I think about little children that die of cancer. I had a friend of mine who lost a beautiful little girl. Beautiful little girl. Blonde hair, blue eyes, curly hair. Gorgeous. She looked like a little angel. The cutest out of all her kids, might I add. And the baby of the family. The baby of the family. And tragedy. She was young. She was under 35, and she had a couple kids, 3 of them. She seemed to have a nice, decent life. She was seeming happy. She seemed to be happy. They weren't rich, but they had a lot of love in that home. And tragedy struck that family. That little girl was lost very quickly, diagnosed with cancer, but not within enough time to save her. She died in her sleep, in her crib. Her mother woke up the next morning to see her cold and stiff in her crib. And the grief that mother feels, I can't even begin to tell you. She suffers every day. Every single day. She tries to be happy and live and go on for her other children, but I'm pretty sure she just feels like dying. And I don't want to spread her business out there, but I do know there's probably very many reasons and small regrets that you can look back and regret that you didn't catch something sooner, or you didn't sleep with her that night, or you didn't go to a specialist, or you didn't, you can beat yourself up. But the truth is, that little girl, that little angel had a purpose. Her soul had a journey. Her soul had some karma to repay, and death isn't bad. Death isn't some terrible thing. It is part of life, and we do transform. It's sad to leave one body and go to another. The same way it's sad to leave one home and move to another home. I've done that, and everyone's done that. You kind of say your last goodbyes to your home. All the memories attached to it. Same thing when a soul leaves a body. When a soul leaves a body, there's a lot of memories attached to it. And they have to give that one last goodbye to that body and to that life. And it is heartbreaking, and I'm sure there are tears shed. But you move on, and you find another home, and you make it your home. And you make new memories, and you grow. That is why people that die do not grieve and have tears after their death. Because they say their goodbyes, they make their peace. They mourn. I'm sure God gives them time to mourn. And they move on. And they go to another reincarnation, or maybe they have another purpose that their soul needs to partake in. Okay? It is going to be their choice. All right? But I don't want us to suffer. And this is why a lot of souls say, please don't suffer when I go, because you're ruining the life you have here. You're destroying the life you have here. Life is beautiful if you see it that way. I forgot that song. It was by that old jazz singer. He was like, What a Beautiful World. What a beautiful world it is. And he kind of spoke before he sang his song, and he was like, sure, there's war, there's murders, there's hate, there's all kinds of bad things in this world. And he goes, yes, I acknowledge that's all true. But you know what I see? And he starts to sing, I see people laughing and hugging and shaking hands, and I see children playing, and, birds singing, and the rainbow in the sky, and the green grass, and, so he chooses to see the beauty, not the ugly. It's a choice. Again, you choose to see the ugly or you choose to see the beauty. But it is a choice, and it does take strength to do this. Yeah, Louis Armstrong, there you go. It's a choice. So just getting back to this this message, when you guys have destruction in your life, okay, the loss of a loved one or the loss of a relationship, please remember that you can choose to be stuck here in the destruction, in the rubble, or you can move on. Keep it simple. Take it day by day. You're not meant to be who you were before the death. You're not meant to be who you were before the breakup. You are meant to transform because of this loss. You do have to welcome the new body, though. You do have to welcome the new you, the new experienced soul, the soul that's been hurt, the soul that knows the darkness and the light. You have to welcome that soul and say, yes, you now know grief. You now know loss. You now know deceit and betrayal. It hurts. Take that in, breathe it in, understand that pain. So you can console someone else, because you're going to cross somebody else's path and you're going to want to console them in that pain. And you're just going to want to hug them. You're going to want to let them know, I know how it feels. And you're just going to let them know it's okay. And you know why hugs are so good? Because it's a transference of energy. When you put your hands on someone, when you touch them with your auric field, your vibrations in your body, you're transferring your high vibrational loving energy to that person to perform healing. So hugs are very good. There is a purpose for them. There is a purpose why the human body automatically reacts to somebody in grief and someone puts their hand on your back or your shoulder and they begin to rub you. Okay, it's natural. It's something that comes out of humans. They just do it. It is a natural part of being spiritual as well. And it is you transferring your healing energy through your hands to that person and giving them a little comfort in their pain. Like a doctor giving a little numbing medication. Sometimes it helps. Okay, sometimes it helps. But keep things simple. When you are grieving, don't have some huge big plan. Oh, I'm going to get over this so quickly. I'm going to be done. Maybe if it's a breakup. Oh, I plan on being happy and moved on by June, and I'm going to have this and that. Keep it simple. Don't make big plans for yourself because your feelings change every day. You have to have a little patience with yourself and the universe. Take it day by day is my advice. If you feel crappy one day, that's okay. If you feel good one day, that's great. Keep it simple, though. Wake up, brush your hair, brush your teeth, get dressed, smell good. That's the first step. Make your bed. It's going to make you feel so much better if you do. Take a deep breath of fresh air outside if you can, and just take it day by day. That's it. Get that cup of coffee, get going. If you put the horse, or how do you say, if you put the cart ahead of the horse, you're going to fumble. So don't put the cart ahead of the horse. You just take it step by step. Every little moment counts. When someone dies, when you lose someone, don't say you're going to be okay for that day because you really don't know if you are going to be okay that day. You could have a total breakdown. Just wake up and try to wipe your face off. Try to take in deep breaths. Try to eat something. Just function. Once your body learns a repetitious function, your body will help you process the pain because your body actually goes through a grieving shock. And people, this even in breakups, your body will go through an initial shock and your body seems to shut down and it doesn't know how to function. It almost loses memory on how to perform those daily rituals again. How do you function? You have to retrain your body and tell your body that is in shock, it's okay. Yes, we just went through a destruction. We just went through a demolishment of our total essence. Transformation time. I'm going to retrain my body how to get through this. Okay? And you're going to take it day by day. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. After about a month, you're going to notice big improvement. Big improvement. And you're going to be smiling once again. You're going to live once again. You're going to have some happiness once again. Keep it simple. You'll know what to do. And I'll read the back of that. Well, I actually already did. In all battles of the heart over the mind, go with your heart. Because truly, it's a lot easier for your mind to catch up with your heart than for your heart to catch up with your mind. Okay? I'll read keep it simple. All old souls use words very sparingly, except you, of course. For I love you, wow, now, and cool. P.S. Okay, this is the most stupid card I've ever read. I don't know who wrote this. Old souls use words very sparingly, except, of course, for I love, thank you, wow, now, and cool. Wow, I love you now, the universe. Okay. Anyways, that's kind of dumb. I'm going to just use my own representation of this card. Keep it simple. Old souls, you don't have to say a lot. You know how someone's feeling and you know the energy. You don't need to really ask 1,000 questions and explore so many answers. You're an old soul. You know what to do. You've been through this before. Revisit yourself before. Revisit your old soul and say, you know what? We've probably been through this before. Help me function. Talk to your higher self. Give me peace. Give me tranquility. How can I accept that which feels like it's killing me? You start by just accepting you can't change it. That's it. Devote yourself to healing. Most people are just trying to survive. That's you too. Most people just try to get through it day by day. So do you. But you can do more than just survive. You can love like crazy. Love like crazy. Know that life is short. And the best thing you can do is love. Love yourself. Love everyone else. Push forward. All right. I'm going to give you one last card before I go. Hopefully that message touched someone there in someone's heart. Spirit, can you give me one last message here for those that are going through loss? Besides, take a deep breath and just meditate. Take it day by day. Keep it simple. Okay, well, I got a few cards, so that's going to be the last message. New direction. You're in a new direction now. If you've taken a hit or you've taken a loss, brand new direction. Trust it. You got lessons. You're learning a lot more lessons now than you've ever have before. You're awakening. You're enlightened. It's time to start studying. Studying, because with lessons come tests, don't they? We can't very well be on this earth as a school taking all kinds of lessons without any testing. Testing is happening. By summer, I do see if you're going through a loss, you're going to feel amazing. Also, the starfish and hummingbird something had written something in my last video about the starfish and what it means. And I think it has to do with transformation. It's the 5 points, too. I love that. The 5 points, transformation, becoming something new again, having faith. And what I love about starfish, they can get dried up completely, bone dry, and you put them back in water, in salt water, and they're going to come alive again. It is so weird. I don't know if you guys want to research that, but yeah, starfish can be completely dried up. They can get washed up on shore and dry up, and the minute they get re-wet, they can come back to life. So I love that. That is on transformation, and it is about regeneration and healing, and that's why this starfish card came out in this reading. Because you are going to regenerate and you are going to heal from this. You're going to come alive again. Even though you feel like you're dead to self, which is a death and a transformation, you're going to feel like part of you has washed away. Yes, it has. But we're going to take new life in. We're going to breathe in this new day and realize I'm not who I was. Contemplation. This might take some contemplation for you to figure a lot of your questions out. And that's okay. God wants your spirit to seek answers. God wants you to knock so he can open the door. So don't be afraid to contemplate and ask questions. Okay? Seek those answers. Seek what's happening to your loved ones. Seek why you need to communicate. Seek what happens after death. Seek. Your soul wants to learn. But there is one thing you should remember. If someone once loved you, they still do. Love does not disappear. It doesn't vanish. It doesn't transmute into hate. Love is love always. And if you know somebody loved you, they still do. There's an offer coming also within a month. For those of you that feel a loss right now, something is going to change within 4 weeks. Okay, you're going to have an offer of truth, an offer of love, an offer of peace. Okay, know your self-worth. Contemplate. Before you accept any offers, know your worth, know what your value is. You don't have to accept anyone's offer. Let's get a message for you. Spirit, can you give me a message for those watching this reading right now? Can you give me a message? Soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this, and they will manifest physically. All right? So we have to believe it. They're with us in 5D, and we have to believe it so they can manifest physically. The next message is, oh, this is perfect. This we're talking about death and transformation. We got the perfect card. When you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. All right, when you pass from this world, guys, you're not going to take anything with you. So don't mourn for this body. Don't mourn for what they've lost and left behind. Be happy and rejoice. They're coming into something new. And you will have a reconnection with those people. You will always be reconnected with your tribe. Okay? Your tribe is your soul family. And it's the people you've grown with. It's the people you love. It's the people that have meant something to you. The people that have taught you something in your life. The people that have been a big part of who you are. You are not going to be disconnected from those people. It is like a giant web, and you're all connected in a giant web. You'll always be connected. There will be no severing. So accept what you can't change and start manifesting what you can. You want communication in the other realm? Get it. You want that person to come back into your life? Manifest it. We can't change what just happened, and feeling bad about it's not going to help. So get back on the horse again. Get back on the bike and ride it. That's all you can do if you want to be happy. If you want to be sad, then yeah, you have your choice. You can dwell. That's up to you. But I'm here to tell you, you can get on with this. You can heal. You can recover. You're not going to be the same person ever again, but you can recover. And you can be better and stronger and wiser. And you can actually be more loving because of it. So yes, mourn their loss. Mourn the loss you had, and mourn the loss of you, because you're never going to be that person again. Welcome the new person today. Take that big deep breath. Take it step by step, and just keep swimming. Okay, guys? I love you. I wish I could stay longer, but I told you it was just going to be a quick video. Lots of love and